First of all, thank you for this introduction. My name was not mentioned as one of the young guys. So, Peter, I'm kind of more closer to your age, but you look amazing. And I hope for everyone listening today, the audience, wherever you are, that you're going to enjoy a very inspiring, educational, informative event. And yes, no surprise to see young faces, not just because we say today that the world belongs to the young. Is that if you think about it, the way that technology moves ahead, the speed that technology changes has a big effect also on the work employment market. I mean, to stay up to date today is very, very difficult. This speed is, as we say, mind-boggling. And maybe COVID had a tremendous effect on us pushing ahead digitally. We're gonna speak today a lot about fintech, the climate of fintech, how fintech is becoming a locomotive, a leader when you look at technologies. So we know from time to time there are different trends on technology. Right now we hear a lot about blockchain, about crypto, insurtech. Of course, cyber is all around us. When you put all this together, well, fintech is something that takes hold of all those tech clusters, as we call them. So I think since you're going to hear from professionals today about the trends, about the influence of the changes, maybe some by COVID, but some but generally worldwide, the fact that we are now more and more a global village, meaning as we see what reaches one country or even a one continent quickly spreads around everywhere. I think that I will try and inspire you more towards generally talking about entrepreneurship, talking about the understanding today that, for instance, startups, which we like to say a lot, startups, incubator, accelerators, ecosystems. We love to use all these names, but when you think about it, in the end, it's all about people. So people are the ones that come up with needs. People are the ones to create, to innovate, to develop. People invest in people that do that. People are using what others did. So first of all, it's all about people. Then comes the technology side, meaning once we develop something, it needs to have a purpose. It needs to come and help us in a way solve problems, make it faster. We are living in a very fast world. We want everything like this. We want it quick. We want it when we want it. We want it 24/7. We don't want to answer too many questions. We want something to really understand what we want without saying anything. And then you think about banking, for instance. Those, well, if you think about it, kind of dinosaur organizations. So what they take money, they give money, they loan money, they move the money around. Well, that has been done for centuries. Still, what has changed in banks? I mean, people still come and go. Money is the same. So now we speak more about crypto, for instance. All of a sudden, someone is trying to cut out the middleman. Somehow we're trying to, or we see more and more digital banking. We see that the entire banking community that was pushing crypto aside now is inside crypto, including JP Morgan. I mean, we see that what was kind of stopped or held for many, many years as something that, no, 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 it's like this, and if it ain't broken, don't fix it, is now going through a tremendous change. This change, in some cases, and I think fintech is a great example, this change comes from innovative minds. It comes from people that said, you know what, I'm not kind of scared to swim against the stream. I'm not scared about maybe even educating the market, bringing the market something it didn't know it needed, even. It didn't know that was a possibility. And I will go through extremes to penetrate into the banking system, insurance companies, credit card companies. I will bring change. And just to tell you all, those entrepreneurs between you, those entrepreneurs are kind of a different breed of people. These are people who are hopefully not afraid to fail, for instance, understanding that failure is a major milestone for success. They understand that they must fail in order to succeed, and failure doesn't brand you with a color that says don't come near this person, he failed. The opposite, this guy or this woman failed, fell on the floor, still they stood up and they tried again, hopefully this time more successful. You don't need to fail every time, all the time. Okay, you need to succeed from time to time. But what I want to say now is that there is a worldwide understanding that every organization, in order to have its own kind of right to be developing, to move forward, needs to have innovation, not just to brand it on the flag of saying we are a very innovative organization, but actually be involved in developing technology, in developing innovation. And I can tell you from experience working worldwide with so many organizations, including in the fintech, that, well, many banks right now have their own innovation officers, CIOs, that actively look for innovation. Some of them have their own hubs, their own maybe accelerators in some way that open up, like Barclays, like Citibank, like Santander in Spain, like other big names that they understand that they cannot stand and look at everyone, stand idle, as we say, and don't do anything, and just say we want innovation, but not really get involved. This creates an opportunity. By the way, crisis creates an opportunity. COVID created many opportunities. On the one side, it's bad, of course, and we want it to be over. Hopefully, it will. But on the other hand, it created a lot of opportunities. Digitalized. Everything is becoming digital. All of a sudden, we are not afraid to using apps and do also money transactions. Yes, there is also the other side of cyber, of someone stealing identity, of our understanding of zero trust. Zero trust is becoming a trend now. Zero trust has a tremendous effect on the banking system. I mean, banks in the end manage risks. Banks don't like risks too much. Okay, banks are actually using money of other people that gave them the money to make more money, or to make loans, or to do any transaction, which again creates a benefit and opportunity, but also create risk. So in a way, probably some of the speakers today will know to speak about opportunities opposing threats, opposing difficulties, opposing hurdles that need to be addressed. So when you try and sum this up, you see that opportunity is always there. It's up to us, the entrepreneurs, to identify it and then act accordingly. Don't run straight away and say, I have a great idea, give me the money. That wouldn't work for you. I spoke about taking risks. And when I say about taking risk, is the understanding that if you consider promoting, developing your own startup, this is already going on a very risky road. We know statistically, and don't hold me for the word if it's 96, 97, or 94% of startups fail. By the way, they fail first year. It's a tremendous risk to have a startup. Also, well, there is an upside, of course, of being a billionaire. Check how many did it. Well, not so many when you look at the world's population. Okay, still there are those who do it. I don't see many think about a startup as a kind of a day job. It's kind of a shortcut to becoming a billionaire. Well, that's a one way to think about it. Let's not dwell into what is a startup right now, but definitely startup needs to have two major things. It needs to be innovative and it needs to have technology. That's clear. If you think about reaching the banking system and say I can print shirts, invest in me, wouldn't happen. And I, by the way, I just said it. Yeah, banks can invest. They can even invest in startups. Does it sounds crazy? Maybe yes, but it happens. So right now there is a lot of opportunity when you look at fintech, about the different technologies clusters under fintech, which you will discuss today, and see the opportunity. Then it comes back to us. It comes back to us to act upon this opportunity, to come up with an idea, to have a team, to validate the idea, move ahead, and then reach, as we will all do sometime, reach investors. Do consider the bank as an institution. And by say again, I say banks, I mean in banks, insurance companies, credit card companies, financial instruments. Do see them as your potential partners, your mentors, your investors, and of course, as your potential customers. Again, little bit more difficult because of the risk management there, but should consider it. So, if you will, and you will hear a lot of ideas coming up today, a lot of people saying things, but you need to be kind of very attentive here. I know also you have the chatting option, which most of you will maybe use just to open and close, click it just to see it works, but never write anything, or those who will just write questions. I would push you to use the chat to introduce yourselves. Everyone sees the chat. Use it. Put in the chat who you are, what you want to offer, and maybe what you want to take back. Maybe luck will strike and something will happen. Going back to the subject, you will hear ideas. When you will hear opportunities, you will hear benchmarking. You will need to be very sensitive to understand where can you bring, or where is the low hanging fruit that you can affect it. Again, I would assume that in the audience there are those who are entrepreneurs right now, those who have maybe more mature companies running already, paying customers, and so maybe listeners that just wanna listen. In the end, remember, it's about people, and we need people to be connected, and we need people to be inspired by with great ideas, and we need people to, become our customers, investors. Stay attentive. Stay attentive not to your agenda. Stay attentive and open today to take in as much information as you can. Then try and figure out who can support you, who can assist you, who can mentor you, and reach out. Take your idea that was kind of buzzing in your head. Start asking around. Don't be scared. No one will steal it from you. Ask around a little bit. Understand there is a need shared by many. Then a team. Then go stealth mode, under radar. Develop your what we call MVP, minimal viable product. Develop something that does little bit of what you want. Then pursue it forward. Go to your potential customers and try to develop it. Entrepreneurship is been with us from the beginning of time. We just called it different name, but it was always on the small group of people, different than others, that when they have an idea, even in the middle of the night, they wake up, they scribble something on a piece of paper, probably cannot read it in the morning. Those are people that go to extreme. These are people who can self motivate themselves to push forward. In the beginning, you're definitely by yourselves, but you will have the right charisma, the right help to team up and go forward. I would like to kind of sum up what I'm saying to you, and then let you move on to your next speaker, or to your next panel, which I know already is going to be pretty amazing. And to say the following: entrepreneurship is a great opportunity to start your business with technology. You would need to have a real need, which you need to validate before you do anything else. Fintech, out undoubtedly right now, is almost the hottest potato in the market. There is a lot of opportunity in this market. It is difficult, but us entrepreneurs, we it's difficult for, as we say, in the morning. So no issues about it. Push ahead with your ideas. Reach out to people for mentorship and help. Understand the market is thirsty for solutions when it comes to the credit card companies, insurance companies, always. And you don't need to believe me, you just need to look and see the biggest insurance brands, the biggest bank brands all over the world dipping into the startup ecosystems. They do challenges, they give support in knowledge and mentorship, they give money. So there is a lot of opportunity. Add to the fact that COVID had its effect on us, on all of us. When I mean all of us, the whole of humanity. Also on the banks and all the, as we say, financial instruments. So I would recommend you look deep into this opportunity, grab it, as we say, with both hands, and do something that will affect the tomorrow. I want to thank those who invited me here to carry this speech. I hope it was useful for you, hopefully inspiring. I will be sharing my details on the chat if anyone wants to reach out. And I wish you all an amazing conference. Peter, back to you. Thank you.